Ever had a day where your phone's blowing up with leads, but your actual schedule looks emptier than a fuse box after a power surge? Hi, I'm Leonard Parker, founder of Destiny Marketing Solutions, and I help electrical contractors stop losing money on leads that never turn into paying jobs. Today, I'm going to share why those leads you're paying good money for aren't converting into actual work, and how to fix it with our full circuit growth method. And stick around to the end for an expert tip on assignment selling that could double your close rate on bigger jobs almost overnight. If you're bringing in at least $200,000 a year, but still have those frustrating gaps in your schedule, what I'm about to share will be the most valuable time spent of your week. Hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss our weekly tips on growing your electric services business. Well, let me ask you a question that might sting a little. How many potential customers contacted you last month who never turned into actual jobs? For most electricians we work with, that number is way higher than it should be. And it's not because your work isn't good enough. It's because your follow-up system probably has some gaps. Here's what's happening. The phone rings, the form is filled out on your website, but then nothing. Maybe you or someone from your team calls back once, you send a quote, and then silence. Most leads go cold because follow-up is slow, weak, or honestly non-existent. And I get it, you're busy keeping existing jobs on track. You've got parts to order, crews to manage, and actual work to do. But here's the reality. You're investing real money in marketing, but not capturing the ROI because you're letting perfectly good leads slip away. The key takeaway here, and this might be a tough pill to swallow, is not that your lead volume is broken, it's your follow-up system. That means you recognize there's room for improvement, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to fix it. So, what's actually happening when leads don't turn into jobs? 4 main issues. First, leads are price shopping or unsure of next steps. They might have their browser open on their phone or their laptop, and they just did a search for electricians near them. And they went down a list and they clicked the ads and they clicked the organic search results. They're going through one by one to see if they can find a deal on the service that they need. They might call 3 electricians, get 3 prices, and without proper guidance, they either go with the cheapest option or just stay stuck in decision paralysis. Second, your follow-ups might be delayed or generic. If it takes you 24 hours to respond to a lead, the statistics show your chances of converting drop by about 75%. That's right. 3/4 of your potential business gone because you were too busy to call back quickly. Third, there's no clear reason for prospects to act now. Without any urgency, they'll put off the decision, sometimes indefinitely. And finally, there's a lack of consistent messaging across your different touch points with that prospect. Your website says one thing, your phone call says another, and your quotes sometimes says something else entirely. The takeaway I want you to have here is that without urgency and clarity, good leads drift away like smoke from a fire. If you're connecting with this so far, drop a comment below saying guilty, and let me know which of these 4 issues hits closest to home for your business. One of the biggest mistakes I see is expecting too much from a single interaction. The truth is, most homeowners or business owners won't book on the first touch. Think about your own buying habits. When was the last time you made a significant purchase after just one conversation? Leads need reminders, reassurance, and clear information before they pull the trigger. And without a system, those leads are slipping through the cracks. Buyers need to feel guided, not pressured. There's a big difference between helpful follow-up and being pushy. A single missed follow-up can cost thousands in lost work, and I'm willing to bet that's happening in your business right now. Now let's talk solutions. First up, your offer itself might need a tune-up. Instead of saying, we install EV chargers, emphasize the outcome. Power up your EV charger in 48 hours guaranteed. And then you can go into the convenience of that customer having an EV charger at their home. Also, consider adding soft guarantees or risk reversal. For example, if we're late or if we don't finish on an agreed upon timeline, we'll take 10% off your bill. Use scarcity and urgency the right way. If your time is limited, maybe your pipeline is full, you can say something along the lines of, we only have 3 spots left for installations this week or this month. But only use it if it's actually true. Customers, prospects, they can smell fake scarcity a mile away. Make your next step stupid easy to say yes to. Instead of saying, let me know if you want to move forward, try, I have Tuesday morning or Thursday afternoon available. Which works better for you? You want to hold their hand, not be pushy, but really make it easy for them to say yes. Stack up those yeses to where it's a no-brainer for them to work with you. The better your offer, the less selling you'll have to do. It's like having properly sized wiring, the current just flows without much resistance. You're probably saying, Leonard, I don't have time to follow up with every lead multiple times. And even if you have a team supporting you, they're likely busy with other things as well. And that's why you need to automate your follow-up. And it could just be one part of the follow-up. Maybe the first 48 hours, you have an automated email or text sequence that goes out after someone contacts you. You can include answers to frequently asked questions, proposed project timelines, and trust builders like testimonials from happy customers. Make it easy for them to reply, book a call directly, and have a system to re-engage cold leads with reminder messages. Automating a follow-up gives you a second chance to close leads that might otherwise disappear. If you want to see an example of the exact follow-up sequence we use with our clients, drop a comment and I'll make sure to include it in a future video. The next solution, you need to know exactly where every lead is in your pipeline. So in an earlier video, I talked about the importance of analytics and tracking. This is a key pillar in our full circuit growth method. It might take multiple touch points for someone to go from prospect to client. So you want to make sure you have a system in place to track where they are along that journey. This is where a CRM or customer relationship management platform can be helpful. These systems allow you to set reminders for manual follow-up if needed. They monitor open rates and clicks on emails or text messages. There's a plethora of them out there. My suggestion is to pick one within your budget. They have different strengths and weaknesses. If you need advice on a CRM that's best for your business, feel free to reach out. These systems create pipeline visibility to improve team accountability. So if you have someone on your team whose responsibility is to get leads from lead status to a closed and quoted project, and that's not happening at the expected rate, that could be an opportunity for training or to bring on more support. This ensures you are driving towards the KPIs you have set. I get it that new software might not be exciting to you. You probably didn't become an electrician because you love spreadsheets and databases, but here's the truth. What gets tracked gets followed up, and what gets followed up closes. A simple CRM could be just a Google spreadsheet, but if you go for a premium option, these can easily pay for themselves by helping you close just one additional job per month. And many of them integrate with the tools you are already using. Making sure you pick something that integrates well with what you're already using is important. Many providers offer multiple suites, so consider that. I'm a big fan of all-in-one solutions to where you don't need software for this piece and then software for this part of your business. Try to find something that's covered all in one package. Your team is your front line for converting leads. Six critiques on how to handle incoming inquiries. Make sure your office staff or techs know exactly what to say when a new lead calls. use phone scripts and objection handling templates so that they're never caught off guard when someone asks, how does your price compare to XYC Electric? Speed matters. Aim to respond within 5 minutes when possible. The data shows that conversion rates are the highest. Then, align your sales messaging across email, phone, and in-person interactions. A prospect should hear the same story no matter who they're talking to. Your team is part of the conversion process, so you want to train them. Now let's talk about your intake process. Shorten your forms, but ask qualifying questions. Nobody wants to fill out a novel just to get a quote. Whatever questions you are putting forth on your forms, make sure it's commensurate with what you're offering. So if it's just to get a quote, think about the most pertinent information you need to move forward with the next step. Once you have that, you can get additional information from that prospect later in the process. If there are any urgent jobs or high ticket inquiries, you want to route those so they're addressed faster. Those emergency calls or potential 5 to 6 figure projects should jump to the front of your follow-up. Make sure someone is always available to follow up. I understand you may not be at your office or open 24/7. This is where a call answering service can be a valuable asset for your business. And if you are running local service ads, you always want to have someone available to answer the phone or respond to an email so that particular prospect gets the information they need as soon as possible. In this business, if you wait until tomorrow, the customer may have already hired someone else. And you also want to use scheduling tools to reduce friction. The easier it is to work with you, the more likely that prospect will choose you. When you go to a website and can book an appointment instantly versus having to call during business hours, which do you prefer? Your customers feel the same way, so you just want to make sure you empower your prospects as much as possible. Here's the big picture. If leads are coming in, but you're not closing those leads, your business isn't broken, it's just leaking. And we can fix those leaks. This is where the full circuit growth method comes in. It's a framework we've developed specifically for electricians that addresses every stage of the customer journey. At the foundation, we have the problem, lack of qualified leads. Then we move through getting found by the right clients, converting more leads into projects, and knowing what's working and what's not. The end result, your dream outcome, a predictable business with consistent and growing revenue. More leads is the most cost-effective way to grow your business. At Destiny Marketing Solutions, we help electricians close more jobs without chasing more leads, and we'd love to help you too. I would like to offer you a free, complimentary full circuit growth audit. We'll look at your current follow-up process, website conversion metrics, and lead nurturing systems to identify where you might be losing potential jobs. This isn't just some automated report, it is a personalized analysis with actionable recommendations you can implement right away. To book your audit, you can just visit the link. I'll make sure to drop it in the video description, or call us directly at 888-846-4937. We're based in Houston, but we serve clients nationwide. Don't waste another lead. Get a system that closes. And hit that subscribe button. We post new strategies for electricians every week. As I promised at the beginning of the video, I wanted to share a couple of expert tips. First, starting with pre-selling with your first response. I'll make sure to link to it. This is something that most electricians never think to do. Pre-sell with your first response. When someone reaches out, we'll be in touch message. Instead, add a short video introducing your team and process. Include testimonials, case study, or project write-up relevant to that prospect's need. Reassure them they're in good hands even before the call or estimate. This simple addition can dramatically increase your show-up rate for estimates and your close rate once you're there. First impressions don't have to wait for the call or in-person interaction. You can do them via video, making them early and make them count. If you follow the channel, you'll see I create a lot of video content. One of the reasons is to share my expertise, my team's expertise, But video can also be a great way to disqualify prospects where they might not be a good fit. And it could be something as simple as they don't like the way you talk. They don't like your sense of humor. They don't like your team. All seems very superficial, but hey, you don't want to deal with those prospects who aren't really coming to you for the value that you offer. So you might be watching this video and think, no, I don't want to work with this guy. I don't like his sense of humor. That's fine. That's one of the benefits of sharing video content, because you can see how I communicate and can also see my expertise. That's something that I suggest. Been doing video for. The other expert tip, and by no means is this my idea, assignment selling, it could be a game changer for larger projects like commercial projects, big rewiring projects, or panel upgrades. I suggest sending educational content before the consultation. You can include videos explaining your process, pricing, timelines, rationale for those timelines and pricing, and what that prospect could expect. You want to assign frequently asked questions or case studies to help prospects self-qualify. This approach makes the sales call a next step, not a starting point. The prospect arrives already partially sold, understanding the value, and ready to make a decision. Assignment selling builds trust, sales cycles, and filters out bad fits before they waste your time. So, in short, you're giving your prospect homework. Another video mentioned creating good friction when someone is becoming a client. If you're more established, you want to work with customers where your team can be the most successful and provide the most value. Assignment selling can be one way to filter out those time wasters. Highly recommend it. There you have it, the complete system for turning more leads into paying jobs without spending another dime on advertising. If your business is struggling to convert inquiries into projects, you don't have a lead problem, you likely have a follow-up problem. And that's actually good news because it's much easier to fix. My name is Leonard Parker. I am the founder of Destiny Marketing Solutions, helping you power up your electrical business one connection at a time. If you found this content valuable, shock that like button, electrify my comment section with your biggest takeaway, and wire yourself into our growing community by subscribing. And for next week's video, let me know in the comments, would you rather learn about getting more Google reviews or optimizing your pricing strategy? The option with the most votes wins. Until next time, keep making those connections, both electrical and personal, that are the lifeblood of your business. Till next time, friends.